Hello, Blizzard fans! This is Falcon Paladin coming to you with yet another Daily Blizzard upload. This is a game between sOs and Sacsri on Coda, the latter edition. Now, this is from the recent tournament, Gfinity Spring Masters II, that just wrapped up the previous Sunday. Bringing up the production tab, and on the bottom right of Coda LE, we have the pink Protoss player SOS. And in the top left of Coda LE, we have the blue Zerg player Sacsri from My Insanity. Forgot to mention that SOS is from Jin Green Wings, a very popular clan. And both of these players are Korean. And a bit of an interesting note, Sacsri, our Zerg player, lost his first official Starcraft II match to SOS back a couple years ago. So I wonder if there are any hard feelings about that. But we'll have to wait and see. Now, I don't think I've ever cast Sacsri before on my channel, and so we're going to get a little bit of background from him. He did recently take first place in 2014 DreamHack Open in Valencia, where he took a 3-2 victory over MC back in July of last year. I mean, that is actually a super impressive victory for him. I'm expecting some big things from him because of that. He also did actually take third place rather in the second Hong Kong esports tournament back in August of 2014. So he has some very recent success, which is nice as we watch the... Oh, here we go. We're going to get a cannon rush here from SOS. SOS, let me introduce the players first. I mean, I guess single pylon isn't necessarily a rush. He doesn't even have a forge at this point. He just wants to force drones to be pulled off, which is working a little bit. I mean, we didn't see Sacsri overreact to that. So, good play by him, not pulling too many drones off the line to respond to something that wasn't going to happen anyway. But anyway, Sacsri is a great Zerg player. Very excited to have him on my channel. Also on the other side here, we have SOS. I've cast a few of his games, but he's a very impressive Protoss player as well. He did take first place in the 2014 HOTS 6 Cup, which was held in December of last year, for 1-ing Marine King, which is dead impressive. I mean, Marine King is a fantastic Terran player, and just to 4-1 him means you really know what you're doing, you have solid mechanics, you have solid micro all the way around, so good play by him. He also did take first place in the IEM Season 8 World Championship, 4-1-ing Hero back in March of last year. So, I mean, it just really good resumes from both of these players. I'm very excited to cast this series. Speed things up again just a little bit. The probe did scout the third base. Didn't try to cannon it out, though, just because I don't know why. Is he even making a forge? That's probably why. Doesn't even have a forge, but... So here we go with SOS. Again, just a fantastic Protoss player in his own right. And our Zerg player, Sacsri. Nothing happening too early on here in the match. Both players just really macroing up, getting up those workers. We do have a single stalker coming out from our Protoss player, and we'll see what he plans on doing with that. And a Zealot also heading out across the map with a Mothership Core. So going to be a bit of some harassment here as we slow a little bit down with a Mothership Core, a Zealot, and a Stalker. I do see this sometimes in these matches against Zerg players. It's just really annoying to deal with. Excuse me, to deal with as a Zerg, just because you have to get out Lings to deal with it. You hopefully don't have your queens getting sniped off or anything like that. You'd rather be droning at this stage in the game, but instead you're forced to actually make units to defend. So here we go, going to town on this queen. Are we going to be able to kill it? Might be able to. If we force it to run around instead of actually attacking that Mothership Core. Yes, I think this queen is not for long for this world. It does get sniped down. That's going to hurt the economy of Sacsri quite a bit. Like I said, a very annoying attack, but very effective as well. Zerg players often just feel like they can sit back and drone, but the answer for the Protoss is to say, no, cannot do that. I force you to deal with me by attacking you earlier than you think I'm going to. Queen comes in, Lings come in. They are slow Lings, which are often considered the worst unit in the game. Just look at how slow they are trying to get after these people. Good micro, though, picking off that Zealot, trying to get a surround on the Stalker, not quite able to do it, and the Mothership Core escapes as well. So, well played here by our Protoss player, able to get out of there. A Scouting Overlord does get in and sees what he can see as the Sentry tickles him to death, a favorite phrase of Husky Starcraft, one of my favorite casters who really doesn't cast as much anymore, and was kind of my motivation into getting into casting Starcraft 2 in the first place. So anyway, what's this? Evolution Chamber coming on up, getting some upgrades, probably some upgrades for Roaches and Hydras, I would assume. And over here we have a Rotorn. So yeah, there's the Rotorn being made 3-base to 2-base at this point. Are we going to see a 2-base all-in from a Protoss player? There are a lot of different builds they can do in order to be very effective in the 2-base game. Although at this level, 2 bases might actually be a little bit too easy to hold on to. by the opponent. And so Protoss players, there we go, there's the third base. I was just going to say, sitting on 2 bases is a bit of a stretch here, especially in a prestigious tournament. For example, Gfinity Spring Masters II. So instead, sOs is going to take his third. I don't know if the Protoss player has seen that yet. Sacsri has the Overlord, but if we check to his vision... no, he doesn't know about that third yet, and he's getting chased away by more sentries. Actually, yeah, chases him into scouting this, so very interesting. He does see the third base, he does see the cannon being protected by these gateways and that pylon, which just makes counterattacks by Zerglings very difficult to deal with. It's kind of a good trick that Protoss players should use more often. It doesn't cost them anything, really, other than a single cannon, and protecting it like this makes it so much more effective. We did have a hallucinated Phoenix, I believe, just die. Got some good scouting information off, though. Macro Hatch going up at the third. Creep spread looking okay for our Zerg player. I mean, I'd like to see 2 or 3 creep tumors along each of these lines, just so it spreads a little bit faster, but he's kind of happy with 1. Sacsri has his attention elsewhere. We do have Lings coming out. Robo Bay coming on up as well. Or, where is it? There it is. Robotics Facility, rather, coming on up for our Protoss player, and a bit of a push coming on in as well. We do have sentries, we have stalkers. This could be very dangerous for our Zerg player because sentries do very well when they're at the front door of the Zerg player. Not so much when they're out in the middle of the map like this. If you want to actually bait force fields off them as the Zerg player, that is something that you can try to do, but good Protoss players won't let you do that. And instead hold on to that energy until they can attack somewhere right around here. This is a better place to set up shop, which is why there's a spine crawler there. Sacsri knows that Protoss players are going to try to get up into this area because it's able to attack this base and this base fairly easily. The positioning is good for the Protoss player, so the spine's going to be able to help with some of that. Hallucinated Phoenix again getting taken down by this queen, but again getting a lot of good scouting information as well. See, here come the Lings. Are they going to be effective with that cannon in there is the question. They're going to be able to pick off that probe, I believe, but yeah, I mean, see what it does is it forces you to have to micro your Lings very, very well. They do get 2 stalkers. They're not getting in there to take out that cannon anytime soon. Picking up another worker, though. Good pickup. A bit of a force field to trap these Zerglings inside. Are they completely trapped? They are. Excellent force field there by sOs. And all the Zerglings end up dead. So he says, no, 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 you can't come in here and kill some of my workers and then escape. I am not going to let that happen. All of you are going to die. That is so annoying for Sacsri too. He wants to have those units for this big attack that's coming along the left side, but those Lings are gone and dead to Zerg heaven. And unfortunately, they will not be around for this attack, which should make it a little bit easier for sOs to deal with. Here come the Roaches. They have +1 attack. They do not. It is being upgraded right now. Roaches coming on in, trying to snipe down that probe or that pylon. They do manage to get it, but the Photon Overcharge kind of chases them away. It does depower this cannon, though, so good play by him. And it looks like, yeah, sOs is in a pretty comfortable position. Another hallucinated Phoenix. Good scouting all the way around. Bit of a surround here from the Lings. Force fields are good, keeping all of these units away. The remaining units do get cleaned up very, very easily, and so fantastic force fields. Good play there by sOs, forcing the Zerg player back on home, which is what you want to do as the Zerg player, or the Protoss player, is keep the Zerg away from your base. You want him to have to be defending rather than attacking. It's a little bit easier to take out a Zerg that is forced to bring in units one at a time, defend that way. So here we go, coming around the right side and the left side, a bit of a pincer attack is our Zerg player Sacsri. What is he planning on doing? Checking for a 4th base. There's not one there. It is an obvious 4th there. Pooping creep here for a bit of a speed advantage. Coming on around the left side, though. These Roaches might get trapped if they are not careful. And yeah, Sacsri says, we're going to get out of here. I'm not going to get trapped, although these Blink Stalkers are going to be very annoying. Here comes the attack at the front, taking down that pylon. Can we get inside with these Roaches and these Lings? Going to snipe down that Zealot. Get right on inside. Oh, fantastic force field. Keeping all of those guys outside, instead forced to take down a single pylon instead of cleaning up these units. Another attack on the left side with Roaches and Hydras being forced away as well. Photon Overcharge doing a great job. The Sim City and the force fields of sOs have just been incredible. Good surround, though, from these Lings coming on in, trying to get those Immortals. No, not able to do so. Being forced to retreat. Enough Lings probably could have done a lot of damage there, taking out those Immortals and those sentries, but instead they were not able to do so, and they chose to retreat instead. It is now 143 to 127 supply. Zerg player is an advantage, but the worker count 66 to 64 barely does benefit him. He is taking a 4th base now, but it's a little bit late, I would say. This 3rd base has been up forever for sOs. We'll have to see what the idea is. Another scouting hallucinated Phoenix. I mean, Protoss players, if you're watching this and you're new to the game or you're a lower level, do this against Zerg, because there's really not much that can take this down. There are queens, there might be some hydralisks, but man, look at all the scouting information that he is getting. Coming around, seeing exactly what's going on, seeing there's no hive yet, etc., etc. That information can be super valuable. The creep spread one by one, doing pretty darn well, I would say, around that right side. Up here as well, he could probably stand to express it a little bit more. Another hallucinated phoenix. Here comes attack with the mutas around the back side. This is something that Protoss players hate to see, is this muta count get this big and start attacking mineral lines. It can be very difficult to deal with. Blink Stalkers are probably the best answer, which is exactly what our SOS is doing. And at the front, we have roaches and lings just kind of hanging out. We have some pretty good upgrades, +1 attack there for the range and +1 attack for the melee as well. Mutas at the back, kind of forcing the Stalkers to stay at the back as well. It could be a good tactic to actually keep the Blink Stalkers inside the main base while you attack the front door or another base with your roaches and lings, but it looks like instead Sacsri is going to keep everyone together and come on in and try to take this down. Good force fields, keeping the roaches all the way out. No way they're getting in there. Trying to snipe down that Colossus are these mutas, but no, they are forced away by the sheer number of stalkers and sentries, chased away even, and getting sniped on down by these stalkers. Did they overextend a little bit? The stalkers went past the force fields. Here come a ton of lings as well, trying to take stuff down, but no. Forced to retreat instead. Good blinks there by SOS, picking up the retreating army. That's what you want to do. If they're trying to run, if you can pick them off, it's a good pickup. Here we go, burrowed roaches, another bit of an annoyance for the Protoss player, but no, there's an observer here that can see them. They try to escape, but they're all going to get cleaned up. Every single one of those roaches will die. Little burrowed guys trying to run for their lives, but a little bit slower than stalkers, and the last one does explode. So 4th base up now for Sacsri. He's looking all right. Oh man, and a 5th base even. So 5 base to 3 base for the Protoss. 3-base Protoss is really scary, even against this number of bases for Zerg. You can power off this. You can do some tech switches as well, depending on what you want to do. It looks like he's going Colossus as the Mutalisks come in, and they do manage to snipe something. What was that? Just cannons? It looks like it was just cannons, according to the unit's lost tab, so nothing important for the tech there anyway. Colossus, Stalker, Sentry, Immortal, a good composition against Zerg. Immortals are good against roaches, Colossus are good against hydralisks and lings. And then you have the force fields, obviously, from the sentries to kind of keep everything away from you. So, good play here. Dark Templar running around, though. Any kills yet? Dark Templar probably has a drone kill. Oh, almost gets that queen, but a good transfuse keeps it alive. Attack comes on up, takes down the 5th base for Sacsri, immediately dies. All of these workers go down as well. Ling's trying to run in, getting killed by this Colossus. Now has 15 kills. A bit of a base? No, not a base race really, but Ling's trying to come in and see what damage they can do, warping in Stalkers at the last second to deal with them. Trying to run on in, take out this Cybernetics core. That might actually be a big pickup, but here the big death ball for Protoss is coming on in. They're going to take down that Spire. First of all, that is their first order of business, taking down this hatchery, taking down this macro hatchery as we zoom out a little bit. Link Stalkers coming around. Huge attack here from the mutas, though it is a bit of a base race. Trying to take down those Stalkers. Photon overcharge over there means the Zerg's army is going to go over here to the left. Did we force a retreat is the question. SOS is kind of stuck, indecisive about what he wants to do here. There are enough mutas to take down pretty much everything here at this base, which is huge, but man, he's going to lose his natural here. Sacsri does lose his natural and his 3rd base. His 4th base is up and running, which is pretty good. Throwing down spines to defend against this attack that is coming in here. Is there enough going on for SOS to defend against this number of Mutalisks is the question. He comes on in, he does manage to snipe the 3rd base, but the army is in his main, taking down his lair. What is this? A replacement Spire that's probably going to get taken out as well. The Blink Stalkers come in to take the mutas. The mutas say, no, I'm not going to fight this. Come out here, snipe the Mothership core. Good pickup by him. Going to move right on in, try to kill all of these workers now. What is our worker count? 34 to 35. Fairly even. Taking out a cannon. Does he want the robo facility is the question. No. Moves on into the main to take out even more and more workers, which is really important for him right now because he only has like 1 mining base. The more workers that he can kill is the better for him. Sacsri does manage to chase away those Mutalisks with the Blink Stalkers. Excellent play by him. And the Stalkers going to town on these Overlords, taking out the supply. Not quite supply blocking Sacsri. He has a lot of Overlords out there. This guy has 27 kills. What a Colossus. Just a hero Colossus here, alone in this army of everybody else. Here come the mutas trying to take this down. Are they going to get the Stalkers? Are they able to kill enough of the anti-air to stay alive? Good blink means they get to get some free shots off on the mutas, trying to snipe down this Colossus, and yes, do manage to get it, kind of turn around, but oh, there are a lot of Stalkers here. This is not enough mutas to deal with that whatsoever. The Stalkers say, alright, fine, you want to run away, I'm going to take out your bases. We have a Dark Templar going to town, 13 kills on that Templar, going to town on this 3rd base. That's going to go down, and here comes the last stand. A lot of Now, spine crawlers here at the 4th base for Sacsri. Is it enough to stay alive, though, is the question. Going for a bit of a base race are these Mutalisks, but in the end, the Blink Micro actually pretty darn good for SOS. The ones at the front that are going to die get blinked to the back, well, except for that one, I guess. But a blink up the ramp, focusing down these spines. Are there enough to do the damage? I don't think there is, and no, Sacsri calls the GG, and SOS is victorious. So, fantastic play from both of these players. And when you look at the income tab, it was down to 17 to 12 harvesters for both. Just really good back and forth action. A lot of damage going down, but in the end, SOS deals the final blow with his giant Blinkstalker push with some immortal support. So, well played by him. This has been Falcon Paladin with your daily Blizzard upload. If you liked what you heard today, hit that subscribe button, hit that like button, tell your friends about me. I'm trying to get my career started here, obviously, and I really hope you enjoyed your time on my channel. So, you can also find me on Facebook, Twitter, and Twitch, all at /FalconPaladin. And as always, until next time, you take care of yourself.